Going through challenging times is something that we are going to experience as entrepreneurs. And today I'm going to share with you this strategy and how it helps me push through challenging times. So stay tuned and I'll share it with you. Before we get into today's show content, what I want to ask you is just take a minute and comment down below and share with me what you'd like me to talk more about, what you'd like me to share more about from my experience, from the things that I've learned with my team and some of the other amazing experts that I have the opportunity to have a great relationship with. Just comment down below and let me know what you'd like help with, because I want to make sure this show serves you well and really gets you the results that you need. So with that being said, challenging times are a guarantee in business, like I said in the beginning of the show today. And we are going to encounter, times where finances are not where they should be. We're going to encounter times where we're not happy or, where we're feeling frustrated or stuck with our team. We're going to have times where, things aren't going well with our clients. We're also going to have times where we have so much going on in our personal life that it can be challenging to show up and really be, focused and successful and get results in our work and in our business. And so those are normal things that are going to happen. And so the first thing I want to share with you is don't let yourself think that it's going to get easier, or don't let yourself think that at some point you're going to coast, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about later in the show. Instead, embrace the adversity that you face and realize that at every level that we step up to and every time we grow our business, there's new responsibilities, there's new pressures. And I believe, because I've experienced myself and I've seen many of the entrepreneurs that I've coached as well and other folks that I'm in masterminds with, there is an energetic shift that happens when we level up our revenue or our team size, or when we step into a new industry. There is an energetic shift and it creates pressure, and it can be a challenging time to get used to that new level of playing. And so the first thing that I encourage you to do is create what I call an unbeatable morning routine so that you can show up with the same energy every day. And for me, that first started out years ago by doing one simple thing. I would wake up and drink a giant glass of water, because I knew that if I could be hydrated and if I could put a small, literally 1 minute investment into my health in the morning, that would make me be a little bit better in my workday. Over the years, I've stacked on a lot more things, like I wake up and drink water. I go for a 30-minute walk, and sometimes I walk silently so I can just reflect and think and meditate on things that are going on. Sometimes I listen to podcasts or audiobooks or music, but I use that time to get exercise for my body, but also just to clear my head. And then when I'm done with that, I get in my hot tub and meditate and do daily affirmations. And then I get in my cold plunge, which really helps sharpen my mind and wakes me up, and in a really great way kind of shocks me and gets me going for the day. And then I have breakfast, and then I do my daily planning, and then I have my morning meeting with my whole team. And so that's just a quick synopsis of what my morning routine looks like. But ultimately, over the years, it's built up to be about a 2-hour process. Don't think that you need to start there, and don't do my morning routine, because that won't be your morning routine. But instead, figure out a few key things that take a few minutes, or maybe 20 or 30 minutes, that really help you get primed and set and in a really positive state for the day. Because when you create whatever your unbeatable morning routine is, that's what's going to allow you to show up with consistency and push through any challenging times that you have. I lean into my morning routine a lot harder when I'm going through something challenging in business, or when I'm going through something challenging personally. Over the last 4 or 5 years, unfortunately, it's all wrapped up right now. Wrapped up at this point, I went through a really intense, crazy expensive, really challenging custody battle. And I'm grateful to say that I won and everything worked out and my son is safe, which I'm super grateful for. But during that season, it was one of the most challenging emotional times and challenging financial times that I've been through personally, because I could have bought a second house from what I invested in the battle. And it was just so much emotional pressure, ups and downs, and so many unknowns. But the more that I leaned into my unbeatable morning routine, the more I was able to show up with the same mindset, the same positive attitude, and the same intensity and consistency that was required to push through that. So remember that in order to break 7 figures, in order to break 8 figures, whatever your big next step is, even if you're starting out, like I have many times in business and with clients, if you're trying to break 6 figures, remember the ticket to doing that, the secret to breaking that next level is self-care. It's not something that people always talk about, but it truly is the secret, because when you have strong routines, when you're really taking amazing care of yourself, that's when you can show up in your best state and you can be the most productive, the most influential, and just, you will really see your business grow consistently over time. So that's the first thing. An unbeatable morning routine is what's going to help you through challenging times. The second thing to remember is that there's no coasting in business. When we let off the gas, we often start to slip. Now, there are times where I will take a short season or a short break of a couple weeks and sometimes a month, but I only do that when I have a team in place and processes in place that are going to support 80% or more of what I was doing in the business. And that's ultimately the goal, is to create strong systems and processes that allow us to step away from the business and let it run, independently from us. But that takes years to accomplish, and it takes a lot of intention, a lot of focus, and a lot of discipline to get there. But don't ever think that you can completely forget about the business, because that's when businesses die. That's when things go wrong. And so don't ever have the mindset that it's going to get easier the higher you get. Realize that it's going to get more challenging. It's a higher level in the game of entrepreneurship. And don't wish for things to be easier. Instead, ask for the strength, the intention, the energy to rise to the occasion. Retirement is not something in my game plan as an entrepreneur. I intend to work till I'm 100 and then just work a little bit less in my retirement years or whatever those are. But it's easy to think about or follow the bad advice or the models that we see other places that don't work for entrepreneurs and think, oh, I can clock out or I can forget about things. Now, working 24/7 will kill you, but at the same time, thinking that you will just let go and let off the gas and everything is going to be okay is equally as dangerous. So remember that there's really no coasting in business, but there is a way to build processes and teams and support that will help you be successful. So by having an unbeatable morning routine, that's going to push you through your challenging times. By remembering that it's foolish to wish for things that aren't realistic, like we can just coast and everything's going to be fine, unless we've invested in teams and processes and systems. That's not going to happen. But as you really are consistent and you set the example for your business, that's when you can incrementally start to hand off pieces. You can delegate things, you can build systems and a team that will really stay aggressive with you and carry you through those seasons. So remember, now is the time to step up, to encourage yourself, to really invest in your self-care. That's what's going to carry you through any challenging times that you're facing. And so I hope this is inspiring and helpful for you today. What I'd ask you to do before we wrap up the episode today is just share with me down below one thing that you do as a part of your morning or daily routine that helps you show up in a better state, because I always like learning about new things. And if there's any other questions or anything else I can serve you with in this, please just let me know. I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode.